Hello all and welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host Alyx, just Alyx. This is your WWE Friday Night SmackDown review. Also, we're going to be talking about the release of Matt Riddle. That's right, another release. Literally 24 hours after a massive load, a massive wave of releases just yesterday. We got one more to round it off. And it's your bro, Matt Riddle. This one probably not being as shocking as the others. But still, it's a big release. Big release. And then, of course, we will talk about the news that broke yesterday about Friday Night SmackDown moving away, leaving Fox in 2024 and moving to the USA Network. That's right, USA Network will be the new home of Friday Night SmackDown starting next year. They are giving WWE a whopping $1.4 billion, which is trumping the $1 billion that Fox gave them. Crazy money. And I think with them coming to USA, they're now going to try to push for the return of Saturday night main events for them each year. So that's going to be very fun. Looking forward to that. Here's what's interesting about that. This is where the conversation comes in, because they acquired SmackDown, but in getting SmackDown, it feels like and it seems like they're going to let go of Raw and NXT. So starting next year, Monday Night Raw won't be a part of the USA Network. And it will have to go somewhere else. Where it goes, we're going to talk about it, because there's tons of possibilities. There's even the possibility that this is the crazy part. There's even the possibility that it won't be on Mondays anymore. That would be groundbreaking. One thing that has changed, that has not changed, one thing that has changed is the place, the time, the amount of hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. That has always been kind of the thing about Raw. But the one constant that has always been the case for Monday Night Raw is the fact that it's on Mondays. It's always been on Monday. This is the first time where we might actually consider it not being on Monday. That's crazy. So we'll talk about that. And then, of course, we'll talk about SmackDown. I thought tonight's show, you know what? I thought it was a good show. When you consider everything we got, that amazing match between Asuka and IYO SKY, which, by the way, you can tell they held back because they're going to run it back. I'm excited about the rematch. The rematch is going to be freaking phenomenal. I'm getting cooked right now on Twitter for daring to say that John Cena is not the greatest of all time. Because, I can't have a different opinion than what's being told to me by WWE. No, I'm serious. I'm getting cooked on Twitter right now. It's actually kind of a... I won't say it's a bloodbath. I was going to say it's kind of a blood... It's not a bloodbath. It's actually... Believe it or not, it's actually kind of split. When it first started going viral, I was like, well, this is going to be one of those tweets where I get cooked, but the impression rate's going to go up and I'll get more followers, so that's great. But over time, and even as I speak to you right now, it's starting to lean more towards my side. And you know what? That debate of John Cena being the greatest of all time, honestly, it doesn't fucking matter. I don't think he's the greatest of all time. You could think he's the greatest of all time. Who cares? It's a matter of opinion. It's not a matter of fact. But I think it's hilarious that this viewpoint has garnered such attention from people on Twitter. Like, people are mad. They are roasting me in the quote tweets. So I personally would have to really think about what I'm going to do about that, because There's a side of me that wants to do a video. Should I do a video? Tell you what. If that tweet gets 1 million impressions right now, let me see how many impressions it has. Where are we at? Okay, we're closing in on 100,000. It's at 60,000 right now. Not bad. All right. I mean, look here. If I wake up tomorrow and it has over 1 million impressions and Twitter has completely embarrassed me and cooked me, I'll do a video about it. Why not? Because apparently it's a hot topic. People are very passionate about it, and that's fine. But damn, I'm just one person who came up in a different time that believes the greatest of all time. On my list, let me see. I think it's gotta be Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's gotta be Stone Cold. During his run, the most people watched. I believe he sold the most. I still gotta think he had an enormous amount of merchandise sales. The quality of his matches, phenomenal. Even now, like when we talk about longevity, everyone wants to say that John Cena's been on top for what, 10, 15 years? That's what they always say. He's been on top for 15 years. Not taking that away from him. I don't think John Cena is one of the worst of all time. I think he is one of the greats. I just don't think he's the great. But you consider Stone Cold Steve Austin. Everybody talks about it. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can be a 5-year-old. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin is not just a staple in wrestling. He has transcended the business. And you know what's crazy about Stone Cold Steve Austin? He's still a top merch seller. He never stopped. He hasn't wrestled, well, he wrestled, was it 2022? Yeah, he wrestled last year at WrestleMania. But before that, he hasn't really wrestled since 2003. He never stopped being a top merch seller. Look here. You can have your opinions. You can like what you like. There are some that might even say, Austin's not the greatest of all time. There are people that might say Ric Flair's the greatest of all time. Understandable. Someone just said The Rock is the greatest of all time. Understandable. Someone might say Hulk Hogan's the greatest of all time. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. Hey, man. I have my views. You have yours. I personally, I'm not as bothered by who you say is the greatest of all time. I might not agree, but I'm not going to lose sleep if you think John Cena is the greatest of all time. My biggest issue is them constantly saying it on TV. I think that is one of the dumbest taglines, nicknames I have ever heard. Why would you give someone that tagline? It's one thing to be called the best in the world. Right? Calling yourself the best in the world is different than saying you're the greatest of all time. Of all time! Wrestling has been around for over a century. And you're saying John Cena is better than every single wrestler to come inside the ring. That's the problem with taglines like that. It's like them saying Edge versus Randy Orton is the greatest match ever. It's like, my dude. But that shit never works. So, that was my issue with it. I'm just like, no, he's not the greatest of all time. Stop calling him that. Just call him John Cena. Why can't y'all just let him be John Cena? That's always been my problem. I don't think, when it comes down to it, people are always going to say that I hated John Cena. I don't think I've actually ever hated the guy, John Cena. I never said he couldn't wrestle. I have been put off by his promo segments. I never at one point said he couldn't cut a promo. I just kind of feel like there were a couple of very cringy promos that he's had. But never at one point did I say he was killing the business. What I've always been upset with is how WWE portrayed him. It's the I can't say propaganding. Propagandaing. Propagandaing? The propaganda. This idea that he's better than everybody else because corporately he's a good image. He's literally the best image they can have for WWE. Whatever, corporate could love him, but nah, bro. Like, just if we just let John Cena be John Cena, people love him more. But this whole he's the greatest of all time, I'm just like, no, he's not. Nah. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Again, we'll talk more about it if this tweet gets over 1 million impressions. It's on its way. I think if I go to sleep and wake up tomorrow, we're gonna see where it is. But if I turn on the camera in the upcoming future and it's on a video that says John Cena is not the greatest of all time, you know why. Let's go ahead and pay these bills, get to the review. Well, get to the news first. We're gonna talk about Matt Riddle. We're gonna talk about SmackDown. Then we're gonna talk about SmackDown moving to USA Network. I might actually flip that around. I might go ahead and talk about Riddle and then the USA Network deal, then talk about SmackDown. Even though I really enjoy SmackDown tonight. Yeah, let me do it that way. I might flip it. Let me see how I'm feeling by the time we get to it. But anyways, if this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, you're at it. Help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks unto the Lord. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alex Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on TikTok, for I am the techest of the talkest, and give me a follow on Threads and Cameo. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and yes, super chats are officially on you. Can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justalexsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and please get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Get you an old school The Last Man t-shirt, get you a new school Alex's World t-shirt, but most importantly, get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie. My America, the remix t-shirt made by It's Janox and Firestar Heart. All this down below in the description box. Today's sponsor is Extra Wallet. Changing the way you carry your items one day at a time. I can get you an extra wallet for 40% off. Something minimalistic, something sleek. Something that the ladies like a man to see. Once you pull out that extra wallet, then women come flocking around you. They be like, well, goddamn. So if you're married or you got a girlfriend, you might want to keep this one on the low. Don't tell them. But I'm going to get you this deal anyway. How's about we get a quick word from our sponsor? And then we'll get to some shout outs. Today's video is sponsored by Exter. In today's age, old leather wallets are a thing of the past. People are looking for something more efficient. That's where Exter comes in. It can fit in your front pocket or any other space convenient for your access. It is the perfect smart wallet for minimalists that only carry essential items such as credit cards and IDs. It also has a cool pop-up feature that allows you to see what's inside, so you always know what you're getting out. Plus, it comes with its own tracker that connects with your phone, so if you ever misplace it, you can instantly find it. Amazing designs, amazing features, all at amazing prices. And today, if you click the link down below and use the promo code JustAlex, you can get 40% off any purchase you make. I truly believe this is a great gift and it's changing the way people carry their items. So don't hesitate. Use the link below and get you a wallet today. Thank you all so much for being here. Please show some love to the moderators. Ultra Shine 97 Fires the Heart, Elias, a Demon, New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Khalil does everything, and Big MGM, who helped keep this a safe. You gotta keep this a safe. Who helped keep this a safe? I said safe. There it is, safe space for wrestling fans like you. Also, do me a solid favor, please hit that like button. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. I just saw the news that LA Knight caught COVID. We'll talk about that during the Raw review. The Raw review. SmackDown review. Excusez-moi. Hopefully he's okay. I think he caught it like literally today. Man, be careful. COVID's going around, y'all. It's back. With a vengeance. So, wear your mask. Get your COVID shots. Take care of yourself, seriously. Alright, let's start from the top here. First person I see to be shouted out is Dawsey Chatham. Dawsey, I might need to give you a tagline. Give me something. What you got? What tagline do you want? Just don't call yourself the greatest of all time. Joe Arredondo. Debit. Money, 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 money. Money. Debit Money Adams in his house. Rachel S. Kingo Heckle Mundo. Paid Enthusiast. I also see the Cerebral Assassin Christopher Carter. Joseph Winters. Quincy Jamal. Quincy Jamal was one of the artists who played their songs, who donated their songs for the 15-minute intro. So please check out his music. The link to his music is down below in the description box. We got Wrestle Spider. Wrestle Spider. Yay! Woo! Hey! Okay, enough! You got me singing my ass off. Ooh, Wrestle Spider. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs, Carlos Marenzo, Mr. Marcos 2.0, Sam Akin, Gwyneth Pack, Mrs. Gwyneth Pack, good to have you here. Hank G, Mr. Hank G, what's good, my man? We also got, from Browntown, Mr. Robert Brown. I love that everybody's showing each other love. Dylan Danger, Dylan, give me a nickname, man. I gotta get you some type of a tagline, because you hear all the time. Eric B, Buller Gamer TV. Let's do three more. Sean Swaby, baby, in his house. JJ, who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? JJ Bulldog. And the last one is going to go to, who's he going to go to? Oh crap. God Mode 312. I'm on God Mode 312. Alright, listen guys. Don't be offended if I don't say your name. It's nothing personal. We have a lot to get to. Like I said, Riddle, SmackDown moving to USA. Apparently we're going to be talking about LA Knight and then SmackDown. So we're going to be here for at least another hour. So if I don't get to you now, if you hang out with me at the end of the stream, I'll be sure to get to you then. But thank you guys for being here. I am going to pause Super Chats, but get your Super Chats in, and then we'll definitely hit those up in just a second. Let's talk about it. The news just broke today. And it's kind of crazy because Matt Riddle is somebody that is very polarizing. A lot of people, I was under the impression that this guy was loved everywhere. He is someone that people just adore because he's just so cool and so chill. From my perspective, I've always thought Matt Riddle was someone that I wouldn't mind hanging out with. But that's not the case. There are a lot of people who hate, and I mean hate, Matt Riddle. They don't like his personality. They don't like his cockiness. They say he's a trash fighter. I'm like, isn't he a former UFC fighter? And most importantly, they hate his attitude. His attitude backstage, like they're backstage for some reason. Well, regardless of how you feel about him, I think we can all agree that him being released from WWE, was something that is not surprising, but still, that's one of those releases you go, really? Really? Look here. I think we all know the reason he got fired. The guy is a PR nightmare. I love him. I think he's a great dude. He is a PR nightmare. He is constantly getting busted for something. Always in trouble with the law. Always. Just a couple of weeks ago, I think there was a story out that he was harassed by a police officer. What is going on, man? That's such a weird story to put out there. But you also have his craziness, his drama with his ex-wife and not being able to see his kids. They used it as a storyline for him and Seth Rollins last year. That was nuts. So yeah, quite the controversial name. But the reason why I'm kind of taken aback by this is for the simple fact that Vince McMahon loves Matt Riddle. You can tell Vince adores. He loves him some Matt Riddle. I was thinking for that very reason, the fact that Riddle is willing to do whatever Vince wants him to do, he was going to have a job for life. And on top of that, he's a great wrestler, great personality, so he's the best of both worlds. I guess what happened was when that merger took place, it wasn't just about WWE. It was also about UFC. And Riddle is not on good terms with UFC. Dana White. So I'm thinking Endeavor stepped in and said, look, he can't stay. He already has bad issues with us. We don't see that getting fixed anytime soon. He's already getting in trouble a lot. We don't need the PR mess. Just drop him. And so they did. I mean, he was in the middle of a storyline, too. I'm never going to say Matt Riddle's a bad wrestler. I'm 1,000% sure AEW will pick him up. Maybe not anytime soon because he just got released, so you got to wait until 2024. But he'll land on his feet. It's kind of like what I said about Dolph Ziggler. You make the call to Dolph Ziggler. AEW might need to make the call to Matt Riddle. And the great thing about this is, Matt Riddle is his name. That's his name. So he owns the rights to that. Ouch. So, what do y'all think? I think it's sad. It's sad that he lost his job in WWE. But I can't feel too bad because he kind of did this to himself. You know, it's one of those things where if Jimmy Uso, who has been busted for like so many DUIs, if they decide to release Jimmy Uso because he's too much of a PR nightmare too, it would suck, especially since the connection he has with the bloodline, what he's involved in on TV right now. That would really suck if we lost Jimmy Uso. But I can't really say I feel bad for him because if he gets another DUI, that's on him. He knows better. At some point in time, these wrestlers have to start taking responsibility for their own actions. Let me read you this article from Fightful Select. Let me see what they had to say. Maybe they'll give me some more insight to what's going on. So it says here, Matt Riddle wasn't around backstage in WWE. Even before his release. Fightful Select has confirmed that contrary to rumors last week, former tag team champion Matt Riddle was never planned for the September 18th WWE Raw show. One source that we spoke to said that the rumor likely emerged from outdated information and that he was never in the creative plans for the show. Riddle had been off the road from WWE since alleging that an officer at JFK Airport sexually harassed him, leading to an internal investigation by the Port Authority. Riddle was removed from the September 11th Raw and taken off the road from WWE. He was never planned for a return. So it sounds like ever since that incident, that was going to be it. They were getting ready to cut him regardless. It just took a while to get to it. Those we've spoken to claim that since then, Riddle was not factored into immediate creative plan. Yeah, immediate creative plan. So since the incident, they just basically said, yeah, we got to be done with him. He was doing some grappling training per usual this week and was said to be in good spirits before his release. So he doesn't really care. It's like when CM Punk got released by AEW. He's like, all right, I'm cool with that. However, one WWE higher-up said that he burned through too many chances while in WWE. That's true. I mean, again, I think Matt Riddle is a great wrestler. I think as a human being, as a person to chill with, I wouldn't mind getting a beer with him. I don't smoke, so he probably wouldn't like me. But he seems like he's a cool dude. But business-wise, working with him, I can 1000% understand why people are just like, yeah, let's not have anything to do with this guy. What you gonna do? If this was your company, if this was your choice to either keep him around or fire him, and he's constantly getting hit with all of this craziness with the police, litigation, his drama with his wife. He's always in the news, and when he's in the news, it's never good. What do y'all think? Again, I like him. I hope he lands on his feet and goes to AEW. But I don't feel sorry for him. He kind of did this to himself. Hopefully he learns from his mistakes. So that's my thoughts on Matt Riddle. Let me go ahead and give a hearty congratulations to WWE for landing what is easily one of the biggest deals, if not the biggest deal they have ever gotten as a company. I'm going to read this from The Hollywood Reporter. And I think this is perhaps the best article to read this news with. So, The Hollywood Reporter says the following. In a significant shakeup of professional wrestling programming, WWE Smackdown will leave Fox, the Fox network, and jump to USA Network beginning in October 2024. In addition, the WWE will produce 4 primetime specials per year, which will air in primetime on the NBC Broadcast Network. So, that's interesting. I heard it was going to be Saturday night's main event. So I'm guessing it's not going to be that. Maybe it will be. We'll have to see. SmackDown will debut on USA in October 2024, with the NBC specials beginning in the 2024-2025 broadcast season. The new TV deal is for 5 years, so all the way up into 2019. So the new TV deal they would negotiate is in 2030. Did I say 2019? That makes no sense. 2029. Jesus Christ. 2029. And so the next TV deal will be for 2030. Wow. That's pretty big. The news was announced Thursday morning by WWE, which earlier this month merged with the UFC to form a new company called TKO Group Holdings. NBC Universal, which owns both USA and NBC, has been in business with the WWE for decades, with the wrestling promotion's Monday Night Raw franchise debuting on USA in 1993. Raw still runs on USA, as does NXT, the WWE's development program. NBCU's Peacock is also the streaming home of WWE's signature events, including WrestleMania. What the new deal will bring WWE to NBC... All right, here we go. This is the big one. While the new deal will bring WWE to NBC primetime and SmackDown to the USA Network on Friday nights, it will also mean the end of Raw and NXT on USA. A source familiar with the Raw discussions tell The Hollywood Reporter that the market for the program is extremely active, with traditional linear networks, streaming services, and unexpected players all interested. So you can read that article for yourself, form your own opinions. SmackDown's going back to the USA Network. Anytime you get a deal where whatever network, whatever streaming service offers you more money than your partner, and your current partner, of course, can't meet that deal, you say yes. Now, clearly, the stock market does not like this decision, because as of right now, WWE, I think, lost, what is it, $20 in the stock market? Because they dropped from $100 a share to like $80 a share. $85 a share, probably. So, although the stock market doesn't like it, WWE made out with a lot of money. $1.4 billion for SmackDown. That's insane. That's a lot of money. Easy business decision. But with that said, if we're going to give a $1.4 billion contract to WWE for SmackDown, I doubt they want to give another contract to them for Raw and NXT. And the contract they have for Raw and NXT was like around, it was $500 million, like $500 million. So we're looking at $2 billion for all three shows if they want to keep them, which I do not see that being the case. So what will probably end up happening, and this is my speculation, Raw will be picked up by someone else. And they will form another deal with a Disney and Amazon. I even saw that, what were the, let me look at this list real quick of all the potential buyers. I need to pull it up. But yeah, like potential buyers for WWE Raw. Let me see. I'm very curious, because I'm curious. I'm curious to see which shows would really want to pick up Raw. So I know about Disney and Amazon. Of course, the leading one, here it is. The leading one was NBC Uverse, who will probably more than likely just fork over the extra $500 million to keep Raw and NXT. That's gonna be nuts. So WWE's gonna get $2 billion. But yeah, that's more than likely what I see happening. I would rather, this is just my personal opinion, I would rather WWE stay where it is under one network, because at least here's the good news about them being with USA, about them being with the NBC Uverse, whatever you want to call it. They have a lot of leeway. What I don't like about the Fox deal, Fox is getting on my nerves with all this censoring. They have censored the ever-loving hell out of SmackDown. It's not even fun to watch anymore. When The Rock was doing the "You are Earth," that shit, I hated it. And then the crowd sweetening, it's ridiculous. So, at least with the USA Network, we don't have to worry about that. They'll let it be Raw. NBC Universe especially will let it be Raw. They won't be sweetening nothing. And what is that? NBC, ABC? That's a big spot for Monday Night Raw. Channel 13 for Monday Night Raw? Hell yeah. So, I see that happening. I don't see them moving off Mondays. I do want to talk about this idea that it could, though. If Amazon or Disney pick up Monday Night Raw, think about this for a minute. Let's say Amazon picks up Raw and they make it a streaming deal. You can only watch Monday Night Raw through the Amazon Prime streaming service or whatever network they make a deal with, right? The fact that could move Monday Night Raw off of Mondays. Think about that for a minute. When have you ever known Monday Night Raw to be moved off of a Monday night? It's literally called Monday Night Raw. Like, the idea of it, I can't even comprehend it. I can't comprehend it. That would be absolutely crazy. That would be crazy to me. Absolutely insane. Insane in the membrane. Insane to me to see Monday Night Raw turn into Tuesday Night Raw or Wednesday Night Raw, Thursday Night Raw. None of those sound good. They don't sound as right as Monday Night Raw. The only upside I can see with Raw going to an Amazon or a Disney is that I know they're going to cut the 3 hours. They're going to cut the 3 hours. So, if anything else, the only reason I would even push for an NBC Universe or an Amazon to pick this up is so we can cut the 3 hours. That's what I want. You know, TV 14, blood, great. Don't mind that. We've seen that WWE can work with TV PG and still be amazing. Still tell cinema. Bloodline. What I care about is that 3 hour slot. 3 hours. If you can cut Raw from 2 to 3 hours, oh my God. Help me, Lord. That would make me so happy. I would praise Jesus for that. Come on now. Come on. That would be so freaking sweet. Maybe they'll still get it with the NBC Universal move. But here's the downside. This is probably what's going to be the problem. If it was a USA decision to make Monday Night Raw 3 hours, and USA Network's getting SmackDown, what's to say they won't make SmackDown 3 hours? So, we have to think about that. If the USA Network are the reason why WWE is doing 3 hours of Raw each week, if they get SmackDown, and they make SmackDown 3 hours, we're not fixing the problem. So Raw becomes the easier show to watch, and now SmackDown's bloated. Nothing changed. And help us, Lord, if they make both Raw and SmackDown 3 hours. Man, there's too much wrestling. I'm sorry. I wasn't going to talk about this until a future video, but I gotta say it here. We've reached a point now where I feel like it's way too much wrestling now. 3 hour Raw, 2 hour NXT, 2 hour Dynamite, 2 hour Impact, 2 hour Ring of Honor, 2 hour Friday Night SmackDown, 2 hour Collision, and then you got Battle of the Goddamn Belts, and then Rampage. God damn! Why is it so much wrestling? I never thought I would say that! Can we cut back? Just cut back. We don't need Rampage. Raw doesn't need to be 3 hours. Why the hell is Ring of Honor going 2 hours? That can be an hour show. NXT can be an hour show. Dynamite can stay 2. SmackDown can stay 2. Collision, whatever. You want to make... Fine, you know what? Raw 2, Dynamite 2, Collision 2, SmackDown 2. Great, and then the rest of them are 1 hour. I would prefer that than whatever the fuck we... Let's do the math. 3 hours of Raw. 2 hours of NXT. 2 hours of Dynamite. 2 hours of Ring of Honor. 2 hours of Impact. 2 hours of SmackDown. 2 hours of Collision. 1 hour of Rampage. 16 hours! And that's not including a fucking pay-per-view, which goes 4 hours! Jeez Louise! Ugh. Can we please cut back on the wrestling? We don't need 3 hours of SmackDown or 3 hours of Raw. The one thing I am praying is that we get some type of linear television execution here. Just 2 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown. You could, if you want to do 2 hours of NXT, I don't know why, but I miss when NXT was an hour. Just make it an hour. You already got enough time. It's 5 hours. 5 hours is plenty. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. 5 hours is plenty of time to make this work with a roster like WWE. But damn, man. 16 hours a week. And I gotta keep up with it. It's my job. But that's a lot. That's a lot for me, and I'm pretty sure that's way too much for y'all. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see where this goes. I think it's going to be a great move for SmackDown. Fox is not working. You know, I think over time, you can argue that this Fox deal might have done some things, some good things for WWE. I feel like these last 2 years have been the best runs for the SmackDown brand on Fox. That's 2022 and then this year. But man, this is a deal that I think could do some great things for WWE if they really go out of their way to streamline something that we can all just digest a little bit more easier. 2 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown, 1 hour at NXT. Please. I would really appreciate that. Let's see what happens. Give me your thoughts about this new deal, if things will work out from it. And you know what? We'll talk more about it at the end of the stream. I'm very curious to know what you have to say. SmackDown! We were live, I believe, in Arizona, right? Glendale, Arizona. The Desert Diamond Arena, which, by the way, shocker, broke a record. The biggest attendance for any SmackDown show? Any SmackDown event in Glendale. They keep breaking records, man. They keep breaking records. So I'm very excited. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with the rest of the records this year. I think it's looking like, based off of when I look at Wrestle tickets, every time I see the ticker come up about WWE ticket sales, they're practically sold out. 11,000, 12,000, 13,000, 15,000. They're selling the shit out of these fucking arenas. They're doing good business. They're doing good business. Whether you like them or not, they're doing good business. So, I mean, you gotta give them props. Look, creatively, WWE has been up and down this year. There have been some things that have been great. There have been some things that have been outright terrible because Vince has been back. But gotta give them credit. Like, business-wise, they're killing it, man. This is one of the highest periods that it's ever been in, quite frankly. But let's get to SmackDown. We opened up with the man that WWE is trying to make the greatest of all time, John Cena. I had no problem against John Cena. I think he's one of the greats. He's not the great. Let me see, before I even talk about the segment, let me see what my Twitter impressions look like. I really want to see what the Twitter impressions look like for me, because I'm pretty sure they're actually pretty good. Okay, that's about the same. I was kind of hoping it'd be a little bit higher, but whatever. Okay, hold on. Let me refresh. Maybe if I refresh it really quickly. Like I said, I didn't think what I said was all that bad. Okay, it's at 80. It's at 80K. 80K. Again, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it started off with people roasting me, like absolutely killing me, saying John Cena is the greatest. And now it's flipped. Now people are coming in and saying, no, he ain't, bitch. I like it. I I started the conversation. Anyways, John Cena came out. He challenges Jimmy and Solo to a match with AJ Styles as his partner in the main event tonight. Jimmy and Solo come out to say, Nana! Nana! I'm gonna keep saying that. LA Knight. Yeah. And then they left, and then they just basically spent the entire night teasing whether or not they were going to have the match in the main event. You see them going backstage. Adam Pearce says, hey, we'll do the match. We got to call Roman Reigns to authorize it. Get Paul Heyman in here. See if he can agree to it. And then they said, all right, we'll do the match on one condition. It's at Fastlane, not on SmackDown. And so the show ended with what was going to be a contract signing. John Cena went out there, signed the contract. And then we see Solo and Jimmy attacking AJ Styles backstage. He was going to be in the match, then they attacked him and put him out. So, how the show ended was essentially John Cena getting beat up 2-on-1. Jimmy and Solo basically whipped his ass. What was supposed to happen, and this is reported by Fightful Select, LA Knight, L.A. Knight, yeah, was supposed to come out, make the save, and he is supposed to be the new partner for John Cena, because they're getting ready to do LA Knight versus Roman Reigns soon. Absolutely. Want that match. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Why? Because LA Knight caught COVID. Uh-oh. Yep. LA Knight caught the COVID. Caught the C word. So he was sent home immediately. Well, first off, I hope he gets well soon, because that sucks. But that does. I hope that doesn't derail his run. He got COVID. What you gonna do? But there was a side of me that was kind of like, you know, what if it wasn't LA Knight and it was The Rock? Because during the segment, you had the crowd chanting, Rocky, Rocky, Rocky. I saw someone say that Rocky is supposed to come back next week. Did they advertise that? Is The Rock coming back next week? I don't see anything about that. Yeah, I don't see anything about The Rock returning next week, but if he does, cool. Regardless, yeah, what if it's The Rock? What if it's The Rock and John Cena versus the Bloodline? That'd be crazy. Or here's another one. What if it's Cody Rhodes? What if Cody Rhodes slips his way back into the Bloodline this way? Teaming with John Cena. Yeah. Who knows? It'd be nice. It's LA Knight. I just like playing with the idea that it could be a multitude of people. But it is LA Knight. That's who's gonna be his partner if he gets well in time. Because COVID is a mofo. So, what do y'all think? John Cena and whoever, LA Knight, Jimmy, Solo, pay-per-view? I'm excited about it. That actually should be a pretty fun match. Moving on. Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar from the LWO took on the Street Profits with Bobby who? Well, Bobby Lashley in their corner. Bobby Lashley is taking on this new Killer Instinct type of role. He's the devil on the shoulders of the Street Profits. Throughout the match, you see him just standing like angry and patiently as the Street Profits struggle against the LWO. And towards the end of the match, you see Bobby Lashley start to interfere. He gives Ray this crazy spine buster on the apron. But when he does it, Angelo Dawkins, one half of the Street Profits, looks at him like, what you doing, bruh? That's not us. We don't do that. We don't cheat. Bobby's yelling. I'm like, bitch, take advantage of this. Don't hesitate. Take advantage of it. But because Angelo hesitated, Rey Mysterio counters whatever he was going to do. I think it was a high-low. Into a roll-up pin and pinned him 1, 2, 3. The Street Profits lose because Angelo Dawkins hesitated. Bobby Lashley is pissed. He walks away. And then we see the Street Profits go backstage. And Bobby's like, what the hell was that? If you're not going to take advantage of this opportunity, if you're not going to show Killer Instinct that I chose the wrong people, give me back my suits, give me back my chains, y'all can go sit in catering. I love it. Bobby Lashley is trying to awaken a Killer Instinct in the Street Profits. Good. They are in desperate need of a character change. Some type of character development. I am here for it. I want to see it. An absolute heel group. Go straight heel with them. Their tag team finisher is phenomenal. But yeah, go heel with them. Change up the music, change up the look. I want to see what would happen. I think Montez Ford would kill it. Absolutely destroy it as a heel. Angelo Dawkins might surprise us too. I think this is what they need. And I'm excited for it. I want to see where it goes. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. I know they're heels, but they're shit. They feel like baby faces to me. I don't care what y'all say. They baby faces in my eyes. Next week, we're going to do Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar for the United States Championship. Excited about that one because you already know what's getting ready to happen there. Santos Escobar is probably going to cheat or he's going to lose and they end up cheating later. Can't wait for that. Austin Theory came out afterwards, upset that The Rock embarrassed him, and he says, I'm the reason why that y'all got all those views. I'm the reason why. Don't be hating. Appreciating. Malibu. Malibu's most wanted. Have y'all seen the movie? No? Okay. I used to watch it all the time. Alba Fire and Aladon. Remember them? Remember Aladon and Alba Fire? Well, they did a vignette backstage saying that they're the reason why the women's tag team titles are cursed. Because they're the Hex Girls! And they wouldn't put a spell on the belts. They wouldn't put a spell on the belts. Call themselves the Hex Girls. Damn. Well, screw y'all. Because of you, we don't have Liv Morgan no more. I'm mad at you. All that heel heat. Take it. Take all the heel heat. But yeah, they're basically using them to do the do this cursed title storyline. So hopefully nothing happens to Chelsea Green. Poor thing. And then the freaking Brawling Brutes took on Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. And Grayson Waller and Austin Theory won. The last thing we'll talk about is the match that I've been waiting for since it was announced. For a full year. I've been waiting to finally see Asuka and IYO SKY mix it up, and we got it tonight. What should have been the main event, but was like in the middle of the show, but I'm treating it like the main event. Asuka versus your WWE Women's Champion, IYO SKY. And what I thought was an amazing match. Now, I got a little scared when Charlotte went out there. I was like, Charlotte, don't fuck this up. Sit your ass down. She said, sit down. And she was good. She was like, okay, daddy. Charlotte's like, okay, daddy, I'm gonna stay down. I'm gonna sit right here. I'm gonna be a good girl tonight. I was like, you better be good. What is that? What is it? I can go give her the backhand? Andrade would kill me. Anyways, Charlotte sat down, and it was a clean match for the most part. They let them go. They let Asuka and IYO go at it. Lots of great chain wrestling. And fast-paced action. They was giving each other the bananas. It was an awesome match. And the crazy part is, I felt like they held back on purpose because of the finish. They held back, and it still was an awesome match. Went past 2 commercial breaks. Would have been probably even more awesome if it wasn't for 2 more commercial breaks. This was such a great match. You had freaking counters, arm bars, armbar. You got springboard drop kicks, and they were stiff. Stiff kicks from both women, not just Asuka. I love that the ending. Here's why I love this match. Asuka beat IYO. She had her beat. She hooked her in the Asuka lock, and IYO passed out. She didn't tap out. She passed out. The referee was getting ready to check on Io, but then Bayley grabbed Io's foot and put it on the rope. That's the only time she interfered. Charlotte came over and knocked her ass out, but Bayley basically grabbed the foot and put it on the rope. And that's what saved Io. That one thing allowed Io to get the drop on Asuka, and then she beat her with the moonsault. So, naturally so, now that Asuka got beat by Io, Asuka is she's now going to talk to Io and let her know, look, you couldn't beat me clean. You had to get help. You're not a real champion until you beat me clean. And Io's going to have to fight her by herself. And Bayley's going to try to interfere. And if that happens, then Io drops the belt to Asuka. And then they do one more match where it's a clean match between Io and... I'm trying to extend this as much as I can because I want these two to keep wrestling forever. But yeah, they're going to do a rematch. Probably, I don't know if it'll be at Fastlane. Maybe Survivor Series? But you know they're going to do a rematch. Because they have to. They set it up perfectly. Asuka had Io beat. She passed out in the Asuka lot. But Bayley put her foot on the rope and saved her. So Asuka has owed a rematch. They're going to give it to her. It was a great match. I thought it was phenomenal, actually. In terms of a women's match. In terms of Raw, not even Raw, SmackDown. This is the best match from the women since Bianca and Io at Puerto Rico. Backlash. And Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. And actually, no. You know what? When did Natalya and Rhea Ripley have a match? Because that match was awesome, too. Well, I think this match was better than the match between Rhea Ripley and Natalya, honestly. Yeah, this is the best match we got since Io and Bianca. And I think Asuka and Io can have an even better match, and they will. So, well, that's it, y'all. That's basically SmackDown. Prayers for LA Knight. Hopefully he gets better. Because I would hate for him to lose his push because he got sick. But you just never know with WWE. But yeah, y'all, let me get your thoughts on everything we talked about. Let me get your thoughts on SmackDown. Let me get your thoughts on SmackDown moving to USA Network. Where do you feel like they're going to end up when it comes to Monday Night Raw and NXT? Do you want them on Amazon, Disney, NBC, Uverse, ABC, NBC? Y'all let me know. And your thoughts on Matt Riddle. And I guess your thoughts on if John Cena is the greatest of all time. Just because. Just because. But y'all have the floor. I'm going to turn on Super Chats too, so you guys can get your donations in. Before I even look at the chat, let me check out the impressions. You gotta get them impressions up, ladies and gentlemen. We're at 90K now. Oh shit! I kind of want to look at. I might need to go ahead and check out. Yeah, you know what? Let me see if I can pull up the screen here. I want to look at this just for the fun of, just for the heck of it. Come look at these quote tweets with me on the Twitter. Someone just say, new acts for Wrestle Dream. Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, Kota Ibushi versus the Don Callis family. What the hell? That's so random. Why not just... We'll talk about it later. Anyways. Oh yeah, look at this. John Cena is the greatest of all time. Shut up. Please shut up. Tired of seeing you on my timeline writing the Declaration of Independence on the time. They're like, my post is like long. It's not that long. Like you can... How is that long? You can literally read the whole thing. It's right there. Jesus Christ. You can maybe make a case for Austin, Taker, and Rock, but the rest of your names don't even come close to Cena. He's like, let's see. He left in the ring. Look at them. They're cooking me in the line. John Cena is the greatest WWE superstar of all time. Shut the F up, incel. Like, they are mad at me. You're an incel. You're an incel. But John Cena is not the GOAT. Saying he's the GOAT is outlandish. See, I told you, it's mixed. Facts. They replay our Rock appearance on multi-million views. That's the greatest of all time. John Cena is great and salute of all the great Make-A-Wish stuff, but it's the people's champ for a reason. I'm telling y'all, it's mixed now. It's mixed now. Because it started off, you saw those tweets where they were mad at me. Like, I can't believe you would say that. Yeah, Cena over Brett and HBK, but other than that, I agree. Like, I was ready to be killed by everybody, but yeah, this caused a sweet debate. Great as in the biggest. There will never be anyone bigger than him. He's not the best. Why y'all hating on his opinion? He's not wrong because Kurt is the GOAT. I'm just saying. Word to your mother. I remember that. I remember this segment. I love this. I remember this segment with Kurt Angle. That boy said, I might suck, but you just blow. That's hilarious. I love that. And now they're just killing me with all kinds of memes and stuff. There's no such thing as the greatest of all time. It's all about who you saw and who you ask. Cena is an amazing human being and has done more Make-A-Wish than anyone else. I don't think he's even top 10 of all time. He ain't in my book either. I hate forced narratives. As you can see, it's very mixed. It started off like, whoa, they mad at me. But then it's like, nah. Nah, we all good. All right, we back. But yeah, let them be mad at me, y'all. It is what it is. I ain't mad at them. All right, what y'all in here talking about? Do I think John Cena is one of the greats? Absolutely. I will never say he's not one of the greats. I think you can't have a top... You can't at least have a top 20 list without John Cena being on there. I think he's absolutely one of the greats. I will never say he's the great. I'm sorry, I can't say he's the great. I don't give a damn how often you say he's the greatest of all time. He's not the greatest of all time. Alright, let me go all the way back here. Matt Riddle became a headache who wasn't worth the headache. TLB the Fly Guy. Alright, well, shit. S harassment like Vince done. Okay, that makes sense why he loves him. Oh, Lord. JJ Bulldog says, well, that's what Matt Riddle and Vince McMahon have in common. They like to force themselves on women. Oh, my God. Okay. He went there. How does a UFC fighter get sexually harassed? I don't fucking know. That's a good question. TLB the Fly Guy, they say he was drunk on the flight from India show and wasn't all there when he accused a TSA agent. He's been hit with a lot of DUIs too, so again, PR nightmare. So, Raw leaving USA Network, does that mean that Raw would not be 3 hours anymore? Yes, probably. But it also means SmackDown might be 3 hours, so fuck. Ultra Shadow SmackDown should have never moved away from the USA Network. I'm glad they're taking it off Fox. You and me too, brother. You and me too. Let me see here. I remember UPN, Fox, Sci-Fi, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Raw can't be on the ABC network because of the Monday Night Football. That is true. Yeah, we get kicked off. There was a black screen during the Bloodline segment. I saw that. I think that was a glitch on the Fox end of things. Yeah, I'm sorry. Tuesday Night Raw, Wednesday Night Raw, Thursday Night Raw, Friday Night Raw. That it sounds weird. It doesn't sound right. And I'm so used to saying Monday Night Raw, but there's a ring to it. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. Man. Let me see here. There is absolutely too much wrestling. Way too much overexposure. Yeah, it's way too much wrestling. 16 hours of wrestling per week. God damn. Too much of one thing. It's way too much. Honestly, like I said, if NXT goes back to 1 hour and they drop Raw to 2 and keep SmackDown to, that would, goddamn, that would be so much better. Just eliminate 2 more hours. Go from 7 to 5. I think that would improve the quality of the show so much better. So much more. And with AEW, what, 2 hours of Dynamite, 2 hours of Collision, 1 hour of Rampage. You don't need Rampage. You really don't. You don't even... I was getting ready to say we don't need Ring of Honor. I almost said it. I'm not going to say it. Let me see here. What about 2020 on WWE Friday Night SmackDown COVID era, Alex? You forgot about that one too, bro. Oh yeah, the Fox era for the COVID. I haven't forgotten about it. Still stuck in my head. That's when they debuted the goddamn what's that one faction called where they were in suits? The black... Oh, Retribution? Yeah, I just gave you a nightmare. Sorry. That was so fucking bad. Lots of people saying get well till LA Knight. Good to see that. Yeah, a rematch between IYO SKY and Asuka is definitely coming. That would be great. Would I think Trish and Becky had one of the best? Absolutely. Their steel cage match was fantastic. I'm talking more about on the weekly shows though. But yeah, you're probably right. I almost forgot about that match. Matt Riddle released, bro. Yeah, he gone. He gone, y'all. He gone. All right, let me go ahead and get out of here, guys. It's been a long week. Oh my God, it's been a long week of streaming. Oh, Lord have mercy, it's been a long week. Okay, so I'm gonna need these next 2 days off. I would love it if nothing happens. Wrestling world, if you can hear me by the sound of my voice, I would really love it. Is for these next 2 days, nothing happens. No firing. No Vince McMahon getting released. I would love that, but keep that until next Monday. No CM Punk coming back. Probably not going to happen. No more releases. Wrestling world. For 48 hours. Woosah. So I can relax. Now watch something happen because I said that. Every time I say that, something always happens. And I'm right back up here to talk about it. Why something happened this weekend because I said that. But I am praying nothing happens. Lord. But regardless, if this is something that you guys enjoyed, please subscribe, like the video, and comment. Do all the YouTube things and check out more content right here on Alyx's World, just Alyx. So as I get out of here, as you guys file out, be sure you follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo, and Threads, and donate PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. Love you guys. Thank you so much for making me a part of your day. And as always, no matter where you are, whenever you're watching me, you are always welcomed. Right here in Alyx's World, the place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Someone just said, well, there might be one more talent release. Well, the one more talent release was Matt Riddle, so we're good. So don't scare me like that. So safe space for wrestling fans like you. This is Alyx, just Alyx signing out. Please take care of yourselves. Have a great weekend. Be healthy. Catch you in my next live stream or next video whenever you're watching me. All right. Love you all. See you later. Peace.